What's going on, guys? Mad Russian here. Today I'm bringing you guys an Igknight Ritual deck profile. Now, before I get started with this deck profile, let me just go ahead and say that this is a budget deck, and it is used for casual play. Really, you can't really take this deck to like competitive basis and go ahead and go to a YCS or something and win with it. Of course, it's just a fun casual deck you guys can play, and it is pretty consistent and. It is good against like tier 3 and tier 2 maybe matchups and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll get started with the deck profile, and at the end of the video, guys, please leave a like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think of this deck profile. So to get started with the monsters, I have triple Manju to search out Lord of the Red. Now, Lord of the Red is a really good level 8 ritual monster. What it does is basically during either player's turn, you can use two effects. So when there's an effect that's activated other than his own, what he does is basically you can pop a monster, and then his second effect is if an effect is activated, you can pop a spell or a trap card, and you can use both destruction effects on either player's turn. And so basically, let's say your opponent activates like a tanky, you can use this effect to pop it. Your opponent summons a mathematician, use this effect, you can use that effect and pop the mathematician, and you can use that in one turn. So I feel like that's really good. It disrupts your opponent's plays, especially pendulum plays, and other sorts of decks that can be good against. So, and you guys, if you guys don't want to play Lord of the Red, you guys can go ahead and play stuff like Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, which is really good. It's a 4,000 beater and it's unaffected by I don't know if it's monster effects or something like that, or just unaffected by spell and traps. I don't know, but I think it can't be targeted by card effects. That's what it is. But basically, you guys can also run Amor Factor Pain, the Imagination Drake Overlord. That's another level 8 ritual monster. It has a really good effect. If you guys don't know what it does, basically, if it's ritual summoned, your opponent skips their next main phase 1, and it negates all fusion, XC, and synchro monster effects on the field, which is really devastating. But I just feel like Lord of the Red is really good in Ignites, because anytime a card effect is activated, so you can activate your scale, pop something, activate another scale, pop something else. So that's really good. And yeah, so for the rest of the Ignite cards, I have 2 Templar, 2 Paladin, I have 2 Veteran, 2 Gallant, 2 Margrave, and 2 Cavalier. So to sum it all up, basically 2 of every Ignite monster that's not the level 3s, because I don't really like those. And yeah, so that's really for the Ritual and Ignite monsters right there. And for the rest of my Draco cards, I have 1 Master Pendulum, 1 Luster Pendulum, and then I have Vector Pendulum and Lector Pendulum. Okay, so basically what these are there for are Draco face-off targets, as well as having these 2 normal monsters for Advanced Ritual Art, which is the ritual spell card that I run in here, because you have a lot of normal monsters and you can send them with Advanced Ritual Art, so you're not really using your cards from your hand, so it doesn't really disrupt any of your plays that you're about to do. And of course, Luster Pendulum's there for the synchro for Ignister. So yeah. And for my spell cards, I have triple Ignite Reload, triple Summoner's Art, triple Advanced Ritual Art. Again, that's the ritual spell card that I use here, and that's really good in Ignites. And I run 2 Dragon's Mirror because I have First of the Dragons. So when you send your 2 level 4 Ignite monsters, you can use Dragon's Mirror, banish them, and summon out First of the Dragons, and that's a really hard card to get off the field. And then for my one-ofs, 1 Draco face-off, 1 Rhoda, 1 Pot of Riches, and just 1 of the field spell, Ignition Phoenix. And for my traps, I just run triple Royal Decree just to lock out my opponent, and so they just can't use traps. So for the extra deck, I only have 12 cards in my extra deck because I didn't really know what else to put in, but I have 1 Ignister, that's my only synchro. And for my rank 4 toolbox, I have Abyss Dweller, Castel, 101, Magister Paladin, and then I have 1 Blade Armor, and that's for my rank 4s. For my rank 5s, I have Volcasaurus and Shark Fortress, and for my rank 6s, I have Photon Strike Bouncer and Hazy Flame. And just to round off my extra deck, I just have one Dinosaur, and again, one First of the Dragons. Really good fusion card, really hard to get off the field. So that rounds off my deck profile, guys. Again, don't hate me for making this deck. This is just like a fun deck I came up with, and it's really, again, it's used for casual play. And if you guys want to test it out, definitely test it out. It's a lot of fun, and definitely let me know in the comments down below what cards I should add to this deck, because it's really spicy, and there's a lot of cards I can introduce to this deck that can help it flow faster. So yeah, just leave a comment down below, guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day. Mad Russian out.